Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I know I might be a little bit late to the party, but today I will be talking about why Ricky Gervais' speech is so important. I put some stuff down because I don't want to miss any of the ideas that I wrote and any of the thoughts I have in mind. But I want to start by saying that I have only recently discovered Ricky Gervais and his work, like in the last half a year or so. I've not watched The Office, I've not watched any of his movies or TV shows that he's made, and I've not seen any of his stand-up comedy shows only until recently. It was a few months ago that when that all changed, when a good friend of mine recommended him to me. So like any normal human being, I went home, opened Netflix, and I watched his show, which I think is called Humanity. It's his 2018 Netflix special, and I just really liked it. After that, actually some weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I saw an article that announced that he will be hosting the Golden Globes for this year. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, especially for a comedian, without knowing that he has been hosting them before. So I think this was his 5th time hosting the Globes. He started by saying that this will be the last time when he'll be hosting the Globes because he doesn't care anymore. And this is really important because this is going to be a reoccurring theme and one of the things he says quite a few times during the evening. I read online some people condemning Ricky Gervais for making this joke apparently over the years. The whole, I can go all out because, well, I'm not gonna be back here ever again, or I can go all out because this is gonna be the last time. But he himself, in the opening speech this year, he says the same, text, it's the last time, I'm not gonna do it again. I don't care. And then he adds, well, I never cared anyway. And that's very important. I think this is actually one of the themes in this speech and one of the things that are very important for us to take away from this entire evening with him and his entire all comments and jokes. I never cared anyway, the caring. And it's something I'm gonna be back at in a few minutes. Again, it's just my opinion and how I have perceived everything that has happened and everything he's tried to tell us in his opening speech. But in many ways, I feel like the theme of the night was more or less dictated by our current state, by the state of the current society we live in 2020 now, of caring for things that aren't truly that important and not caring for the really important things in the life and in the world, more above life, I guess, because the world is bigger than us. So the first reference he makes is the Kevin Hart scandal from early last year with the Oscars, when he was released, or he got fired from hosting the Oscars because of some mistakes he did when he was younger. I feel like this is one of the really subtle things that most people and media and most people I've seen or heard or read talking about kind of omitted from his speech. The acknowledgement of cancel culture and the impact it has on people's lives, or on even the award shows like the one he's hosting. And throughout the many gags and jokes he makes about the Hollywood Foreign Press, and for those of you who don't know, the Hollywood Foreign Press is the organization that hosts the Golden Globes, in the same way as the Academy is the group that organizes the Oscars. So through many gags and jokes, he also shows, I believe, a bit of appreciation towards the Hollywood Foreign Press, that he had not received the Kevin Hart treatment because of his jokes or previous things he has said in the past. And I think that was a very nice touch that kind of a lot of people missed. My personal biggest takeaway from this entire speech, and I think something that I should definitely apply more in my life, is I'm gonna try to quote now: let's have a laugh, we're all gonna die soon, and there's no sequel. And this is what I think we should think of adopting more into our lives. Why ruining our health and wasting our times with pointless things when this is our only chance, our one life, and then there's no sequel to it? So why not make the most out of it? We only have one shot, in a sense, as corny or as cliche Lose Yourself Eminem sounds like. Only one shot, so make it mean something. take care of your health and stay away from all the superficial things. Because in the end, you're gonna regret that you've wasted all your time, and you don't have the sequel. You're not gonna be seeing yourself in Vlad's life too. You know what? I think that really hit very, very deep with me. Another thing that I believe that makes his speech so important is that in recent years, a lot of the times when I watch a show, no matter the nature of the show, I feel like it can go one of two ways, and in quite opposite ways. It's either relatable for a younger audience or the so-called millennials, or it's quite appealing or relatable to the older, a bit slightly older audience, I guess what we call the boomers. Although it's not that big of a discrepancy between the two, but usually it's targeted towards either a younger viewer or an older viewer. And I believe that Ricky's stand-up routine, because it was a stand-up routine, had jokes for everyone. And that is one of the most important things that I personally feel that media and storytelling has been lacking over the last few years. Being able to be inclusive in the sense of you make yourself understood and heard towards either kind of viewers. To both people that are younger and might not get the deeper, more serious references, and the other way around. I, for one, did not catch more than a few jokes. Like, I had no idea who Felicity Huffman was, nor who, I had this name written down, who Ronan Farrow was. And as an example, those went all way over my head. But at the same time, calling Joey Pesci a great actor, Baby Yoda, was a fun gag referencing that maybe some older folks wouldn't have gotten because, Baby Yoda's only been a meme for the past 2 months or so, and it's more of a younger thing. And that was really, really good. Being able to keep people invested in what you're talking about is one of the most important things of storytelling, and you want to keep everyone compelled. One of the things that everyone forgets is that this is a show, and you got to keep the viewer at home as interested in what you're saying as you're keeping the people there live. Then there was a lot of gags and jokes that are just funny, and some people got upset about the Epstein joke. I just want to say out there for the record, I don't know who Jeffrey Epstein was or is, or what really happened. I know he's now dead, and I know the meme goes, Epstein didn't kill himself. And that's what he did. He went for the meme. He talked about his show, I think, Afterlife on Netflix, and he said that the character, which is, who I think is played by him, I have not watched it, did not did not kill himself. Neither did Jeffrey Epstein, and people got a bit upset about the joke, but I just want to say that he was only making it as a meme, as a statement. You take something that is already out there in the world, the whole meme of Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. You leave behind the actual meaning. I don't know what that is. I'm not saying Ricky Gervais didn't know what the meaning and who that person was, but for the masses, and in this case I consider myself as part of the masses, you take that, you put the real problematic aspect of it aside, you model a meme, you make it your own, and you put it out there in a different joke format. And that was it, because that's what the nature of comedy is. That's what the nature of art a lot of the time is. More jokes, more gags, made fun of Apple, made fun of the big corporations, and then the ending, which was the thing that media has spoken most of, be it news articles or websites or people, is the ending speech in which he asks the Hollywood elite, and this is the key, it's the elite of the Hollywood, to not be preachy and do not have any politics involved in their award-winning speech. Yeah, of course he said it in a very funny way, in a very playful way, and very tongue-in-cheek manner, I may say. And the reason he does that is because, I repeat, the Hollywood elite can be viewed as the most fortunate and maybe even entitled members of our current society. And that was it. He just asked them to not make themselves relatable to us because, and then he mentions Greta Thunberg. The joke is, you've not spent as much time as Greta Thunberg has spent in school. And the joke is she's a kid, she's only like 16, 17. And that's the whole point. He asks them to not do that. And the reason why everyone loved this part, or the reason everyone paid so much attention to this part, is because there's a saying in my country, he calls things by their name. And that's what he did here. He just said, I think the way I could translate it in English is, he just told them how they were, or told them how they are. Through comedy, he exposed, explained, and acknowledged a lot of the things that are true, but we have decided to turn our back against for some reason, leaving the really truthful, meaningful things aside. In a sense, we don't care about what we should really care, and we pay too much attention to things that aren't really important. And that's why Ricky Gervais' speech is so important. Thanks for watching. See you next time, whatever I do. And stay hydrated.